So this is it makes sense, but there isn't really a roadmap to start. So you kind of just got to start. Most people know somebody. They know an engineer, they know an architect, or they know a quantity surveyor, or they know a builder. So start with research, and if it is a extension below, up to 40 square meters, you don't need planning permission, so you can go to a builder directly. Need to put safeguards around that. If it's a larger project, then sometimes people get in contact with the likes of me, other quantity surveyors. Got to be honest with you, there's loads and loads and loads of really good quantity surveyors around. Really, really decent people. To be honest with you, I find some of them very intimidating, but nah, that's not true. That's not true in the slightest. I've nothing but respect for them. Sometimes things get a little bit underneath the collar, but what you tend to find between us is, while I might have had a fight with a certain guy on a Tuesday, by Wednesday I need a favour for him. By Thursday I'm actually sending in a tender on behalf of somebody else to him. By Friday he's sending in a tender to me on behalf of an existing builder. By Tuesday he's sending me in variations. So we're codependent upon each other in some ways, and that's the whole ecosystem. So what you tend to find is, once you get a thread into one person, they will have their own ecosystems within the actual industry themselves. So the best starting point is somebody you know. Do you necessarily want to work with family and friends? Maybe not. Professional and unprofessional. I hate that word, actually. Genuinely do, because builders and tradesmen are just as professional as anybody else. But on the design team, yeah, there's less possibilities of overspillage. I'd be cautious about doing construction work, physical construction work, with family and friends. It always leads to misinterpretation, always leads to budget escalations, it always leads to ambiguity, and old debts can be settled. You could have a sister who looked after a mother, and all of a sudden she's deciding it's payback time and not paying bills. So all types of scenarios, I've seen and heard it all. So I kind of think better to keep distance from the physical work on the design. And I recently did quantity surveying services for my brother, and went absolutely great. It was extremely easy, in all honesty, because the guy is beyond intelligent, very robust, very knowledgeable, very down to earth, very easy to communicate, very direct. So it was very, very easy to deal with him, and extremely knowledgeable and gifted. Project manager, contracts manager. So that was an extremely easy bridge to walk across. Okay, so just starting, if you don't know an architect, or you don't know an engineer, you don't know a quantity surveyor, then start maybe with the Royal Institute of Architects and see who's local. Do a Google search or do an AI search. Start to see what imagery. You really have to get on well with the architect, and you have to be aligned. Recently I was talking to a couple, and they were living a little bit outside of Dublin, but still greater Dublin area, and they had employed an architect from Dublin city centre, and then they were going to employ an engineer from the north side, and they live in the south side. Totally misaligned. Whatever about having one of the design team in a different geographical location. You certainly need somebody who is in the vicinity. You need somebody who knows local knowledge. And that's how you start. That would be if it was cold, unknown, if your network didn't include those professions, then I would be going to the Royal Institute and going through and looking for referrals or doing informational searches on that as well. Okay, thanks guys. Clarity around involvement and roles and fees and visits, huge importance. Okay, so usually what you find as well, engineers will be a couple of percent, depending upon their involvement. Can be up to 7 if they run the whole show. Then architects for the design and everything can be up as far as 15, but they can start around 8, 9, 10 upwards, a percentage of the overall fee. And quantities fares tend to be about 2%. I do fixed fees because I want things to be aligned. I don't want to be starting work with people and gaining as costs escalate. It just seems so disingenuous. Okay, so that's how to start the search and the process. Starting the construction process. Well, it is a process. It's certainly not just a project. Thanks, guys.